Have you ever felt yourself shrinking when you're in public? No, not in the literal sense, although it probably feels like it. What you're experiencing is something that most people experience too. It's called lacking confidence. Simply, it's when you feel so overwhelmed or afraid of being in an unfamiliar space that you feel like the walls are closing in on you. Now, while this might be a familiar feeling for most people, it's not necessarily something anyone should be normalizing. That's because we live in a world dependent on social interactions. You'll have to face new people in new situations and in new places at one point or another. Whether it's during a business meeting or a social hangout, people and situations exist all around us. And as much as some people would like to stay confined to their homes, that's just not how you progress in this world. So take this video as your sign to make a change and learn how to be extremely confident in life. Number 1. Self-confidence starts with self-care. The one thing you can't fake is confidence. You can't go into a room and demand everyone's attention when you don't really think that you're worthy of it. That's why the first step in becoming confident is to own it. You can't earn self-confidence through online courses with gurus telling you to fake it till you make it. The truth is that you'll never be able to make it because you'd be faking it. The real way to earn self-confidence is to take it step by step, and the first step is to start with self-care. Now, this entails several things: taking care of your appearance and taking care of your headspace. Again, you can't appear to be in a better place if you're not mentally there. Therefore, work from inwards to outwards. Lacking confidence is a lot more than just being shy. It's actually a debilitating experience that keeps you from living your best life. To start off on your journey, you have to eliminate this fear. The fear of being laughed at, mocked, or being talked about behind your back. The answer isn't just to assume it won't happen. That'll just push you downward into a delusional spiral. If anything, the answer is to say, so what if it happens? That's right. People tend to talk about anything and everything they can. And while in an ideal world no one should talk about another person, this isn't an ideal world. What you have to understand is that words can't come back to haunt you or hurt you in any way. So if you're scared of someone making snide remarks about you just because you are confident enough to stand up and speak, doesn't it say a lot more about them than it does about you? Now that we've covered the first part, let's move outward and onto your physical appearance. Have you ever heard of the expression, dress for the job you want? Well, apply that on your journey to gaining confidence too. You have to start taking care of your appearance. You act your best when you look like your best. When you look at yourself in the mirror with your hair all messed up in yesterday's clothes, what do you feel? Easy. You don't feel like you have it in you to conquer the day. Now imagine yourself with your hair slicked back in a fancy new suit. What do you feel now? That's the key. That feeling is what we're trying to unlock. So the very first step in gaining confidence is gaining some self-respect and self-assurance. Number 2. Work your way up. Being confident isn't like swimming. You don't just throw someone off in the deep end and expect their innate skills to kick in. Yes, in a way, confidence is a survival skill, especially in the 21st century. But you can't just spark confidence inside of you without working your way up to it. It works in levels. And in this case, the level starts with a situation and setting where you're comfortable. Eventually, you'll have to move up and face a situation with people you don't know. But we're not there yet. For this point, let's take your workplace as an example. You're gunning for a promotion because you know you deserve it. Your stats are great, you've been doing well, but you noticed that you keep getting overlooked. That's probably because you haven't made yourself noticeable just yet. Right now, you're just an employee. You want to be the employee. So do you just go over to your boss's office and demand a promotion? This isn't a movie, and your boss will definitely be creeped out. If anything, this is the best time to work in levels. You start off by showing up to events, social gatherings after work, business meetings, and retreats. You make sure people there know who you are and your presence is noted. Likewise, so is your absence. What you're trying to do is establish the feeling of, where's that guy? After making sure everyone knows your name, you work your way up to becoming the guy everyone talks about. Fondly, of course. This is a workplace, and the best way to be seen is to have people from other departments gaze over to see the guy everyone's talking about. We've already established that you're great at your job, But what people are looking over at is the guy who dresses nicely every morning, or the guy with a great dad joke, or even the guy who is always there with a listening ear. Be that guy. And then, when everyone in the workplace knows who you are and knows you for who you are, that's when you work your way up to asking for a promotion. Asking is merely a formality at this point, because if everyone else is talking about you, so is your boss. And that's what we mean when we talk about working your way up with confidence. Number 3. Celebrating small victories. The best way to stay on track and keep yourself motivated to achieve higher and higher is to celebrate every small victory that comes your way. Remember, you've embarked on a lot more than just a one-time experience. This is a lifetime change that'll stick with you for the rest of your life. In essence, you and everyone around you will see a new and improved version of yourself. To continue on this path, you'll have to pat yourself on the back at every other point. This gives you the drive to move forward. One way to do this would be to set your mind on a goal, achieve it, and then celebrate that achievement. This could be something as trivial as being able to sit alone at a cafe, comfortable enough with yourself and your thoughts, or something a lot more impactful like taking over in karaoke. Whatever it is, whatever the situation might be, you're learning to adapt to a new change, and you deserve to celebrate those changes. Now, how are you going to celebrate? That's entirely up to you and your imagination. A celebration could be a relaxing day at home or even a little sweet treat for yourself. At the end of the day, you have to be able to give yourself a pat on the back for being able to stick through what was once a tough situation. Did you ever think you'd be able to raise your hand when someone asked for a volunteer? No, but you're slowly becoming that guy, and that guy deserves to be celebrated. Number 4. Don't change everything about yourself. It's easy to stray from what should be a very linear path to becoming the best version of yourself there possibly could be. Now, when you started on this journey, you knew that the goal was to achieve a level of confidence you hadn't experienced before. At some point, you'll achieve that confidence. And that's when you'll also notice a shift in your personality. And it won't just be because of the confidence. Or maybe you won't notice it at all. Maybe your friends will be the ones to point it out. The fact of the matter is that most confident people tend to veer off onto a path of overconfidence. And that's not where you want to end up. You want to stay true to yourself. The fact of the matter is that the only thing you wanted to change about yourself was your lack of confidence. You didn't embark on this journey because you thought there was anything wrong with you as a person. So why change who you are? When people start to grow overconfident, they tend to become the worst versions of themselves. That's because they believe there's no recourse to their actions. An overconfident person acts like they're the only person in the room, maybe even the whole world. The fact is, they're not demanding attention because of their charm or charisma. It's just that people tend to look over when someone's being obnoxious. And that's not who you want to be. Remember, the goal here is confidence, not a complete overhaul of your personality. Number 5. Surround yourself with support. Lastly, you need to be able to see who's good for you and who isn't. Sometimes the only roadblock in our path to becoming better versions of ourselves are the people around us. In this case, maybe you had what it took to become confident a long time ago, but the people in your circle were so intimidated by the thought of you becoming better that they constantly tore you down. The only people you should be surrounding yourself with are people who build you up, and there shouldn't be two ways about it. Confidence is a lot more about a lifestyle shift than just a mindset. It's not something you can fake or something you can do for just a couple of hours. We're talking about a brand new you, and a brand new version of yourself deserves people who are supportive. Confidence isn't just something you have, it's something you build and nurture over time. So go out there, take that first step, and remember that every little action counts. You're on the path to unshakable confidence, and with each step, you'll find yourself standing taller, feeling stronger, and living life more fully. What are some confidence-boosting tips you've gathered along the way? Let us know in the comments. If you like this video, you need to check this one, The Secret to Mastering Any Skill. See you there.